Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Sultanate issues government bonds at a value of $3 billion. The investments volume in Salalah Free Zone exceeds $7 billion. And Sudan generals and the protest camp sign an accord on a road to a civilian rule. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. The Sultanate has issued government bonds for a value of $3 billion. The government bonds are divided into two groups. The value in the first group reached $2.25 billion for a maturity period of 10 years, whilst the value in the second group reached $750 million for a maturity period of 5.5 years. The bonds, which were offered in the Irish stock exchange Euronext, were well received by the investors from various world countries. This came as a result of strengthening the credit capability in the Sultanate through continuous communication with investors. $7.7 billion in the investment volume recorded in Salalah Free Zone. The investments were distributed on 69 projects, out of which the main ones were Salalah Refinery Project, the project of producing liquefied natural gas, Salalah Ammonia Plant, Food Industries Complex, in addition to a number of projects that will be completed next year. It is worth mentioning that Salalah Free Zone conceded in attracting foreign investments due to the incentives rendered, such as exemption of custom duties and taxes for a period of 30 years. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth stressed that adequate quantities of livestock and goats will be provided before the blessed Eid al-Adha. In this remark to Oman News Agency, the Director General of Animal Wealth said that the ministry is continuing to open new foreign outlets to meet the needs of local market of livestock and goats, as it granted permits for a number of companies specialized in importing live animals from Asian, African and European countries, in addition to the increasing supply in local market. With regard to the control and checking livestock and its products to the Sultanate, the Director General of Animal Wealth said that the veterinary quarry were provided in most land, air and sea posts and include a number of well-qualified veterinary doctors and technicians with required equipment and technical capabilities to check all animal shipment and to ensure that they meet all health, safety and quality requirements before permission to enter the local market and to reach the customers. The Message of Islam exhibition started at the Salalah Tourism Festival, including an operetta that shed light on the Omani maritime history and its relations with the old civilization. The exhibition aims to spread values of understanding, coexistence and dialogue among world nations, as well as discarding all images and forms of extremism, violence and hatred. It also presents a real picture about the essence of Islam and its tolerance values and principles. It included some pictures that shed light on the life of Omani people, their values and customs, as well as the message of peace around the world. Now for the international world, Sudan's army rulers and protest leaders today signed a hard-won constitutional declaration that paves the way for a transition from August 18 to civilian rule following more than 7 months of often deadly street rallies. The agreement, signed at a ceremony in Khartoum, builds on a landmark July 17 power-sharing deal, provides for a joint civilian-military ruling body to oversee the formation of a transitional civilization government and parliament to govern for a 3-year transition period. protest movement leader Ahmed Arabi and the deputy head of the ruling military council, General Mohammed Hamdan Daglo, signed the declaration at the ceremony attended by African Union and Ethiopian mediators. A formal signing in front of foreign dignitaries is to take place on August 17, the date of which ousted President Omar al-Bashir is due to go on trial on corruption charges. Two mass shootings at crowded public places in Texas and Ohio in less than 24 hours claimed at least 29 lives and left scores injured, a shocking carnage even in the country accustomed to gun violence. In the Texas border city of El Paso, a gunman opened fire yesterday in a shopping area packed with thousands of people during the busy back-to-school season, killing 20 and injuring more than 24. Just hours later in Dayton, Ohio, a gunman wearing body armor and carrying extra magazines opened fire in a popular area, killing 9 and injuring at least 26 people. The shooting in El Paso and in Dayton were the 21st and the 22nd mass killings of the 2019 in the U.S. The death toll from the capsize of 3 Philippine ferries in bad weather rose to 31 today as rescuers found more bodies. The motorized wooden-hulled boats were carrying a total of 96 passengers and crew when harsh weather conditions caused the vessel to overturn yesterday. Officials said a third ferry was not carrying passengers and all of it, 5 crews survived. Scores of people die each year from ferry accidents in the Philippines, an archipelago of 7,100 islands with a poor record for maritime safety. Still to come in our news bulletin. Squid catch season starts in the governorates of Dhofar, Worcester and South Sharqiya. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Royal Oman Police pointed out that the search and investigation efforts about the killing of an Omani family in the wilaya of Bidia has resulted in the accusation of those involved in this crime who are from an Asian nationality. ROP said in its account on Twitter that the accused departed the country due to delay in notifying about the incident, which was after 2 days of occurrence, adding that it is tracing the accused in cooperation with security services through official channels and following required legal procedures with great attention and in a professional way. The Public Authority for Civil Defense and Ambulance continues its efforts to ensure the safety of visitors to the governorate of Dhofar and provide security and awareness services during Kharif season. It has established services points on the main roads leading to the governorate. The authority has also sent some awareness messages through various means. It was supported by a great number of personnel and equipment and distributed rescue teams in various coasts and near springs and other touristic destinations. An awareness exhibition was organized at the Municipality Recreational Center that showcased various services provided by the authority. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry started the application of the Initiative of Electronic Rectification Services for mobile phone chip in the Ministry branch in Governorate of Brahmi. The initiative came within the project of the Management of Quality Control related to Government Performance Program. The Ministry, through this initiative, aims to enhance the quality of services by increasing the number of beneficiaries from the service within Invest Easy system. Costs of the governorates of Dhofar, Worcester and South Sharqiya have witnessed the start of a squid catch season. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth has completed the preparation for the success of the season, which is one of great economic and social importance for occupational fishermen and those living on the coastal areas of these governorates. The ministry stressed that the need that fishermen should adhere to the regulations, laws and catch seasons that it had determined. The Fisheries Statistics and Information Department point out that the total squid production and the Sultanate's cost during 2018 season amounted to 16,154 tons compared to 9,504 tons during 2017. Al-Noor Association for the Blind concluded activities of the summer program in the Governorate of Dhofar. The event was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Salim bin Ofaid Al-Shanfari, Chairman of the Dhofar Municipality. The event included poetic seasons, musical pieces and visual presentations that shed light on the services provided to this category in terms of social, humanitarian and cultural aspects. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultanate issues government bonds at a value of $3 billion. The investment volume in Salalah Free Zone exceeds $7 billion. And Sudan generals and the protest camp sign an accord on a road to a civilian rule. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night.